This is what we reacting to today. Let's see what she got.
How do you deal with a man that's always accusing you of cheating, but he don't want to let go?
Just real quick, like, are you his first baddie?
I was about to say the same.
Because like reality is like the worst position in the world as a woman, you do not want to be a first baddie. Cause the level of insecurity that follows that, like he's so happy to be there and he want to kind of keep you constrained in this little box. And I'm not used to the attention that you getting when we outside and on your social media and this. So I want to constantly accuse you of cheating, keep you on the ropes to make me feel more comfortable about being in a spot that I don't really feel like I belong in. Right. So again, that's why I asked, like, are you his first baddie?
That was her friend.
That's a homie right there.
That
That's
was
a
a
homie.
homegirl.
I'm going to say a few things. The first thing, tonight's conversation is doing a great job of replacing Derek Jackson. They're doing a great job. You know, just A1 pandering every time you see him. Now, this is the second thing. And even then, I'll be fair. When it come to the dude Trip, he be on both sides. So he's a fair and objective dude. Even this dude, I've agreed with him before, even though he's the one in the clip and I'm talking about pandering and stuff like that. I've seen him play both sides, so I'm not going to be disingenuous and just chop dudes down and stuff like that. But they do a lot of pandering on that platform. But the other thing I'm going to say is I can't really relate to what he's saying. And it's not because I haven't been with a bad chick, but this is the thing. Like, I myself personally am not big on just having a relationship with a chick just because I'm with her or just because I'm hitting her, whatever the case may be. And that's just me being real. I know I say all this family shit and like, you know, we need two family households. Listen, I could say that because I don't have a kid. I'm still out here trying to find a chick that I can settle down with, et cetera, et cetera. But that doesn't mean I don't have a past and I wasn't in my 20s, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm not about to cuff a chick just because she bad. And even then, if you getting with a chick, and this is the thing about most bad chicks, when you consider a chick bad, she knows she bad, so she gonna show that she bad. And when you got a chick that's like posing with her back to the camera and stuff, I don't care how common it is. That is a recipe for disaster if you get with a chick like that. And you come in and this is the thing I always say. If you see how they conduct themselves before, and you got to make sure you see how they conduct themselves. If you see how they conduct themselves before you get into a relationship with them, and you decide to actually get into a relationship with them, don't be mad at them conducting themselves the same way. Don't expect anybody to change. And that goes both ways. But let's watch and see what this chick got to say.
Never be a
You
man's
know,
first
it's really
baddie.
true what they say, and I hate to admit it, and I hate to even give it life, but it really is the truth. I just hope that other women and other baddies out there don't have to find out the hard way. But be a man's first baddie, and if you can see the signs early, get out, leave, stay gone, leave them where they're at, don't get with them, do not marry them. If you can, don't have their kids. But if you're having children for you because you want kids, then have your.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna try and do my due diligence by the end of this video and find her Instagram or something like that, because I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. In the face, I don't see it. I don't see the bad. I don't see the baddie. I don't see the baddie. I just don't. So it's almost like you're not qualified to do this video, just me keeping it all the way funky, all the way real. But we still gonna listen to what she got to say. Like, I don't come on here and cut down anybody's looks or nothing like that. So I'm not trying to say that she not like cute or not, but bad is a whole different standard. You got to be cold to be bad. So I don't see it. Maybe the body is bad, but we gonna find out later if I can find something. But we gonna watch what she got to say for now.
Babies. Honestly, like, you know, I know we can't all choose right or whatever, but I don't really judge women for doing that because I've always wanted kids. I'm gonna have me some kids. But aside from that, seriously, you never want to be his first baddie. Because what's going to happen is he'll court you and he'll date you like a normal guy, like he'll be normal. But then his insecurities start to show. Then the possessiveness happens. And if you get to like a committed level, like let's say you're living together, you know have kids together, you are married, whatever it is, then the possessiveness and the ego, and then the will and need to control you because they are so terrified of you going anywhere or doing anything, and they literally I'm laughing but I'm so serious, like they literally lose their minds.
See, this is that air quote modern woman shit as far as like the controlling and possessiveness and stuff like that. This is what it is. Most of these chicks live these like just fun cock filled lives and stuff like that. They go to the club, they pop bottles, they get induced sections and stuff like that, et cetera, et cetera. They just have a blast, right? That is the average chick's 20s, right? That is the average chick's 20s. Some of these chicks, they get to that stage, the whole stage where it's like, okay, we are out of the party phase. Now it's time for the settle down phase. Now it's time to stop fucking with Chad, Tyrone, and Pookies and stuff like that. It's time to find a nice guy to settle down with, a square, et cetera, et cetera. Somebody who has some stability, et cetera, et cetera. So they go and get with that guy. But after they get with that guy, they still have just that little bit of hoe in them to where they still want to go out with their whole friends that's not married, that's not in relationships on occasion. They want to go out to the club. They want to XYZ, XYZ. Basically, they want to do single lifestyle shit. They want to do single lifestyle shit. And as a guy, in their mind, you are not allowed to have boundaries as far as what they can do and what you will tolerate. You are not allowed to have that because that's when it becomes the possessiveness, the ego, the controllingness. And we'll just even throw narcissistic in there because they just love to use that. Bitches became psychologists all of a sudden in the past like 3 years, just started throwing narcissists and gaslighting and all that shit around. But what they want to do ultimately, they want to be able to do whatever they want. They want to be able to do whatever they want with no restrictions, but still get the benefits of being with you and then still be able to tell you what you shouldn't be able to do, what you can't do, and tell you about putting a heart reaction on another bitch's post and stuff like that, et cetera, et cetera. The thing about when people say this possessiveness shit, when we are in a relationship, you are mine, I am yours. It actually is possessive. There are certain things, boundaries that we're going to have to where you shouldn't do certain things with me or to me, but also you shouldn't be doing certain things in general. If I, as a guy, wanted to go to the strip club with my dudes, if that's not a problem with you, you're kind of a fucking weirdo. Being honest, this is a weird relationship. If you don't have an issue with your guy going to look at other naked women, it's not because you're secure. It's because you're a fucking weirdo. That's just me being honest. Like if you, and I'm gonna tell you the types of people who have those relationships. If you were in a relationship with a bisexual stripper or something like that, and somebody that you scooped up that was likely a hoe, and typically I'm gonna tell you how this works, right? Typically, this type of stuff happens when a dude is a super player and the chick is a super hoe. And they just link up and they get together and they're cheating on each other. It's dishonest, but they having all types of fun. They going to Miami, et cetera, all this shit. But I'm getting sidetracked. As far as that, that's not normal. We should have boundaries in our relationships. There's always going to be boundaries in a healthy relationship. And I'm going to echo these sentiments again. You should know what type of chick you're getting with. You should know what type of shit she's into and what she likes to do and what type of friends she has. You should know these things before you actually lock her down, before you actually say, yo, I'm about to cuff you. Yo, like, all right, you want a relationship? Let's do this, whatever. before you do that, you should know, is this a chick that likes to drink a lot? That should be a red flag to you if she does. Is this a chick who likes to go to a lot of social events? And social events could be like fucking wine mixers or just going to like some shindig and stuff like that, et cetera, et cetera. So if you get with her, you know she's going to be out all the time and you may have to go with her to a lot of these events. You're not going to be able to just kick it in the house. But most importantly, does this chick go out quite a bit? Does she go out to the club? Does she go out to the bar? Is she a regular at a bar? Does she love shaking that ass on Snapchat, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram threads? Did she have a only? Did she ever have a only? Like, did she ever have a OnlyFans? You should know these things. These are things that you should do your due diligence and know, because if you see those things and you choose to ignore them, or you just choose to just say, yo, that's all fine. When she gets in a relationship with you, when you cuff her, and she is shaking them butt cheeks all over the internet, she is turning around, taking belfies. That's a butt selfie with a B, belfies. She's doing those. Her inbox is going crazy, like just, bruh, even the niggas you hoot with, the niggas you work with, they inboxing your girl and stuff like that. How could you expect any different? How could you expect, and how are you gonna come out and say, yo, you should stop doing this? Like, bruh, this is who she was. If you don't know, if nobody's ever gave you the game, if you don't understand how this works, what you do, if you're going to fuck with her and smash her and stuff like that, you do that. But once she start pressing for a relationship, you push back like, you cool. I fuck with you, but it's certain shit you do that I don't, I just really don't, I don't really like that. And what we got right now is cool, but like, you be drinking all the time, you be going out and stuff like that. You cool, like what we got right now is cool, but like if we go to that next level, like, I would have to be with somebody who didn't do any of that. So if you, and I'm not trying to be controlling or nothing, you could do what you want. You just can't do that shit if you're going to be with me. And it's that simple. It's that simple. If nobody ever gave you the game, that's the game.
They lose their minds. It's and you'll be constantly wondering, especially when arguments and things happen, you'll be wondering where this aggression is coming from. Girl, and don't let them have like alcohol or drug problems and like tea like that. Girl, they'll be coming home mad and pressed. Girl, you'll be worried about them and they'll accuse you of nagging and all of this shit. And they lose their minds. They lose their minds. Like, they lose their minds. Like, and despite me laughing, like it can be scary. And they always say the most dangerous man is an insecure man, and believe that. Okay, the most dangerous man is an insecure man. I mean, we've seen how Offset constantly cheats on Cardi because he's an unhealed, insecure man, right? And he's been cheating ever since they've been together, like every year.
I don't get how he's an unhealed, insecure man. I don't know where she gets that from. Because as far as like any ounce of insecurity that I've seen out of him, like it came from, the most recent incident where she cheated or she was flirting while she was pregnant with that football player. I don't know if it was Saquon Barkley or whoever the fuck it was. You can go and look him up, man. Like she was flirting with somebody. I don't think she smashed the dude. But listen, the reason that Offset cheats is because that relationship is exactly the shit that I mentioned earlier. He is a player. He is a player. He has been a player before he got with her. She is a ex-stripper and a whore rapper. She is a whore rapper. She fucking, you could see, everybody can see your girl's raw butt cheeks, and he is fine with that. So how is he insecure if he's fine with, number one, marrying a stripper, number two, having kids with a stripper, number three, he lets her do all these fuck, bruh. How is he insecure and he lets her do all this stripper shit? And he got with her knowing she do that, and she's fine, and he had kids with her, and he will even be places with her and in music videos with her where her butt cheeks is out, or her titties is just covered, her titty nipples is just covered by diamonds and stuff. Like, that's the type of acceptance y'all hoes be wanting. So how can he be insecure when he accepts all of that? No, the reason that he cheats is not because he's insecure. He cheats because he is a player. He is a bad guy. He has been that way since before he got with her, and he has been that way since after he got with her. And now that they broke up, he's still that way. He is a player ass bad boy, pookie. That's what he does. He fucks bitches, and he has no self-control when it comes to that. He is going to do that regardless. He is going to do that regardless. It has nothing to do with insecurity at all. He may even be a fucking nymphomaniac. But this is how come I react to shit like this. Because these chicks just don't be knowing what they talking about. They just be saying shit, bro. They just turn the camera on and just start saying shit. How the fuck is a guy that married a stripper and her ass cheeks is out all the time cheating because he's insecure? He accepts who she is. It's a nonsensical stance, and chicks just love regurgitating the same narratives: insecure, controlling, gaslighting, manipulating, narcissist. Like, they love to all use the same buzzwords and shit just because they got mouths. That's why they do it. But let's continue.
We've seen it all the time in not only celebrity relationships, but even on TikTok and things like this. Like, you never want to be a man's first baddie. And if you do notice some of these red flags that I just mentioned, get out, get away, save yourself. Men are replaceable. There is no shortage. We can all move on, live happier lives, and be safer, and not have to deal with so much crazy. It's really sad, especially if you are a healed baddie like myself. And so, like, you really don't have time for all that toxic shit. Like, you hate it when people try you, but the energy it takes to go back and forth and to engage in those arguments and to defend yourself and all these things, it's just so draining. And honestly, my biggest thing is just to remain feminine, because I've been in survival mode before. I have been in my masculine energy before, and it's exhausting, and none of it feels good. And
You know what's exhausting? Doing this fucking video. Let me go and see if I can find some pictures of her. Give me a few minutes. All right, so listen, we back. I don't got no pictures for you. I'm not about to put no pictures on the screen because, again, I'm not here to cut down nobody looks or nothing like that. But when you claim, like, baddie, like, that's a whole different thing. I mentioned that earlier in the video. So listen, like, right now, nah, it's not there. I'm not gonna lie, it's not there. It could have been there 10, 15 years ago. It could have been. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't see it. I don't see it. So it is what it is, man. With that aside, there are some things that she said that I clearly don't agree with because I already addressed them and stuff like that. But at the same time, as a dude, you should, if you go into these relationships, know what to expect. And also even set expectations. Let me know y'all thoughts. I'm gone.